Hey peeps, it's a beautiful day outside and I thought I'd get together all the things that I make up my go-to smoothie bags. A couple of questions got asked, and so I thought I'd post all the things I use. So we'll start with the ingredients. First of all, right now I have so many papayas in season. So basically, take your papayas, slice them open, make sure you're composting all your seeds and peels, all the scraps go in your compost bucket. Slice and peel your mangoes any way you want, any shape, any size. I picked a bunch of greens out of the garden this morning. This is like arugula and parsley and mustard greens, all of which came from $1.50 pack of seeds about 3 months ago. As you can see, more papayas to come. So now for the smoothie mix. You can actually put them in any kind of bag you want. I usually use one banana, a giant handful of greens, really big handful, papaya or whatever fruit I have in season, something I'm growing myself or something that's local. You can always use an apple. They're always go-tos. The only thing is I'm 86ing apples off my current list unless I'm growing them myself in Michigan or I know the farmer, because they're not grown in Florida. It's not the season for them. And even the organic people still use some things that can copper the soil, etc., etc. So see if you can use more local produce that's not shipped quite as far. These are organic as well, but I do have banana trees, so I had to buy some of you this time. I usually use one banana, 4 or 5 pieces of papaya or mango, whichever one you have. Mangoes are not till the summer. And as many greens as I can stuff into my container. I am not a big fan of protein powders, but my son is. So I had to find something that I really recommended highly to him. This is my favorite product as far as protein powders go, and I do highly recommend them. I haven't found anything in the grocery store that I even minutely like, so that's just me. If you really want something sweet, you can throw in 1 or 2 pitted dates per container. Or remember, you can always make a big giant container. Rather than protein powder, I use a spoon of almond butter. My favorite. If you use regular almonds, they don't really get quite chewed up and smooth. I love to put a half an avocado in each one, depending on if they're available, priced right, etc., etc. I love my Vitamix. Turn to sideways here. She's about 10 years old. It's probably been in 10 different homes. She goes everywhere I go. So, get all your stuff out and get your containers. You can do individual baggies if you like. You can even label them with avocado, with almond butter, with extra greens, with protein powder, whatever it is that you want to put in there. I have these extra containers that somebody gave me about 50 of. I think they're old sandwich meat containers that I've washed, but they work perfect to stack in your freezer and reuse rather than recycle. Recycling is really not a very good way to fix the ocean, so reuse instead of recycle. This is one of my favorite tools ever. It's after you use the baggie, rinse it out lightly, and this is the baggie dryer. So basically what's gonna happen is you're gonna hang your baggies. Whoops, there's a bag of frozen greens. If I don't have enough fresh, I've grown so much greens over the season, I've probably got about 20 bags of these frozen in the freezer. So I'll use some of those in each bag. So after you rinse out your baggie that you've had your smoothie stuff, you hang it to dry in this container. I'm sure you can find something else if you don't have one of these, but I do love them. So there you go. Then what you can do is once you get your baggie filled with the goods, banana, some avocado, maybe a date, protein powder or papaya, definitely make sure you get the greens in. This is the good stuff. The important stuff. At least 3/4 of the thing should be green. Now, FYI, I personally do not use any juice or any milks, etc., etc. in my smoothies. I add water, a little bit of magnesium, and a little bit of sea salt. It helps your body retain the water and hold on to the good nutrients. You don't have to. But you don't need juice, you don't need milk. All you basically need is your baggie full of goods in the freezer. Make about 20, 30, as many as you want. They last more than a year. Put it in the blender, add at least 1 container of water, which would be a 1.5 cup, whatever you like. process that puppy, and you're good to go. Again, protein powder if you like. The dates make it super sweet. I personally like the nut butters, and they go perfect in your baggie with the greens, with the avocado, with the banana, with the papaya. And remember, it's totally up to you. I just don't buy frozen blueberries when I live in Florida. And I try to grow some of my own greens. If you have no place to grow greens, Jessica's, tons of farmers markets, get your fresh greens grown. Thanks, Lily. Bye, everybody.